Welcome back to Doom Builder. Last episode we built that little monster closet cave trap thing, and I was wondering what to do for the next episode, and I decided, well, how about just another quick little traps thing? I know you've probably seen a lot in Doom where you pick up a key, you cross a line, whatever, and suddenly enemies start teleporting in from somewhere. Let's do that in this episode. Made a couple off-camera changes. If we go back to our little building out here, I added a yellow key card in, and I put it on this little elevated platform. So, you walk in, triggered our stair builder, you walk up the steps here, go through this door, and here's the yellow key. You can see how I textured it. We're not quite lined up on the 64 by 64 grid, so the ceiling flat's a little weird, but that's fine. And I did put an effect on it. So if I look at this, I use special 8 light glows with full brightness. And what that effect does, if I haven't mentioned this before, is this sector is on like a 1 second cycle, going to change its brightness from what the sector is set to, which is 256, to what the neighboring textures are, which is 144. So if I just launch Doom and id clip over there real quick. It's this nice little glow effect. I like to do lighting things like that in areas that are very important so that the player has like a visual cue, just something that draws their eye to that location and they know that they need to go there to progress. Without that effect, the yellow key might be just a little harder to notice, and I don't want, it's not a puzzle. I don't want players to get frustrated because they can't figure out where to go. I would rather do little tricks like this just to draw their eye so that they know to go there. What I'm thinking is when you pick up the key, monsters teleport in. So to do this, we need an out-of-map area to be another monster closet. I'm just going to go over here to the east somewhere, far enough away that you can't hear them. And I'm going to make an area that is, let's do 128 by, let's do 256. Like so. And the way I'm looking at this, I want 2 places for monsters to teleport in. We're going to do one here, so we're going to draw a sector, 64 square. We'll do another one up here, again, 64 square. I'm going to go to thing mode, and I'm going to drop a teleport destination. Now the angles will determine which direction the monster's facing when it teleports. We'll put that one here facing south, we'll put one here facing east. It is important that these are in their own sectors. Otherwise, they may either fail to teleport if the sector is occupied, because the player's, standing over here, or they could telefrag, depending on the map. Key point here, make sure your teleport destinations are their own little sectors that are appropriately sized for the monsters that are going to teleport in. Let's go back over here to our monster closet. I want to split this into 2 rows. So we're going to have one row is for one teleport destination, and the other row is for the other. I'm going to take this middle line and make it impassable. That's going to prevent monsters from crossing lanes. The next thing I need is some line defs to activate as a teleport line for the monsters. A lot of times I'll do little triangles for this. I'm just going to go to sector mode, copy this, paste another over here, down here, down here. One trick I like to do in this area, I will grab all 4 of these, select them in sector mode, hit J to join them. That turns them all into one sector. It's one disjointed sector. And what that gives me in here is the ability to just move them all as a unit. There's no reason for them to be separate sectors, so for mapping purposes that makes it just a little easier. Now these are going to be doors. So I'm going to drag these all the way down to the floor, but I'm going to raise them a little bit. I want them to block monsters so that monsters can't walk through, but I want them to be fast. So by making them not reach the floor, the monster is going to be able to cross that line faster as the door opens, because the door doesn't have to open as far. I'm just going to texture these real quick. This is an area the player's never going to see, so it technically does not matter, but it bugs me. I'm going to take all these lines and turn them into monster teleporting lines. our effects, we're going to go teleport. We're going to use walk, repeat, teleport, monsters only. Now those are going to require some tags. So our upper destination will use tag 5. Its lower destination will be tag 6. Go back to our monster closet. We're going to make these upper ones use tag 5. And the lower ones will use tag 6. A Doom Builder will draw a line, so you see when I highlight this, it's drawing a line out to the destination, which you can't see because I'm zoomed in too close. As this stands, any monsters that are in here will be able to teleport once these doors, so to speak, open. So, let's give this door a tag. That is now tag 7. Just like we used before, we're going to grab these two lines. We're going to go to door. We're going to look at the walk 1 doors. We use walk 1, door, open, stay, fast with tag 7. Now when the player walks across this line, these doors will open, and then the monsters will be able to walk across and teleport. Now remember, you see how this is 2 sectors? There's a monster blocking line def down the middle, so that a monster in this column can't walk into the other side. The only way they'll be able to walk is into the doors, and once those are open, then they'll teleport. Let's go ahead and place some monsters so we can show this off. Normally I don't do monsters at this stage of mapping, but for demonstration purposes we will do this. Keep it simple, we'll do some demons. I'm going to place 4 of them. I'm going to make this a little wider so that they are not stuck. GZ Doom tends to work okay with this stuff. Your more conservative ports, if the walls are too close to where the monster starts, then they're kind of stuck and they don't move. You want to make sure you have some space around the edges of their graphic here. This is not going to work yet. I'm going to show you why. Did not mean to resize that, but oh well. I'm going to clip over here. Go ahead and cheat. Now if I look this way, there's our monsters off in the distance in their little closet that you can see on the map. Now when I cross this line, nothing's going to happen. Now the door opened. We'll clip over here to verify. And the door opened, but they're not moving because they are not awake. Or to shoot. Or just expose myself, wake them up. Now you can see they teleport. Come back here, and now this room is full of pinkies. Sound needs to be able to reach them to wake up. Now you're going to be out here shooting at stuff. What we want is for them to be able to hear that so that they're awake right from the beginning. To do this, Classic Doom likes to do sound tunnels. They'll draw, something like this. I'll make it really small, try to make it hard to see. And now sound will propagate from here over to here. Here's a tip with Doom Builder. If you go to mode and look at, there's a sound propagation mode. This will highlight areas that are currently connected so that you can tell. If I mouse over this outdoor area, all this is connected. If the player shoots anything that is green, any monsters in those areas will wake up as long as they're not ambush flagged. And that reaches our monster closet over here. But honestly, this is ugly. I hate sound propagation tunnels. They can be hard to hide. The player may look at this and think, even if you hide it well, the player may think this is some kind of secret and waste some time trying to figure that out. I'm just going to delete that. Let me clear out these extra vertices that made. Problem now is if I look at my sound propagation mode, nothing connects here. Out here, this is all green, but our monsters over here, still gray. There's no sound. The way I like to fix this is by joining sectors. So I'm just going to pick, let's use this big grassy sector, and I'm going to select that first, then select these, and join them. It may have changed heights. Let me fix this door up. Now what that did is if I look at sector mode and highlight over here, you'll see the pinky monster closet highlights as well. That is all the same sector, which means for sound propagation purposes, they are the same sector. If I do something that wakes up everything in this outdoor area, see how that's green over there with the pinkies? They will now wake up. Let us test this. I have to do something to wake them up, so this is why I'm going to shoot. In theory, the pinkies are awake now because we have sound propagation to them. It's a little weird because the map is empty that I just came out here and shot, but that's necessary to activate the trap. Normally, I mean, we're going to have monsters out here later. The player's going to have to shoot. We're going to force them to. I'm going to come up here, turn clipping off, go ahead, turn degreelessness mode on, give myself some weapons. Now when I cross this line, here comes the pinkies. One last thing I want to show you when it comes to details like this. Let me just place a computer area map out here. If I can type. Computer map. Go ahead and clip back out here. This is one of those little attention to details type things. Now you notice I haven't shot yet, so just to show off, if I pick up the key, that door opens, but the pinkies are asleep, so they're not coming through. If I pick up this auto map and look at the map, you'll see out there at the east, you can see the monster closet. Now that is not ideal, because the player may see that on the map and think it's a secret, is that some area I can reach, am I missing out on goodies, like what's going on out there? If I shoot, pinkies teleport in. Squirrel. So what I like to do with areas like this, I'm going to switch to line def mode. I'm going to select all of these, right click, and I'm going to select the not shown on auto map flag. Pull the map up. Initially you can't see it. Pick up the auto map and that monster closet still doesn't show. So that's a little attention to detail thing. When you have areas that the player can't reach, you really want to hide them from the map so that they're not tempted to try to figure out a puzzle that doesn't even exist or find a secret that's not actually a secret. Anyway, I think that'll cover that for this episode. Just a quick demonstration of how to use teleports as well as how to create a teleport trap. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for future episodes.